President Donald Trump is actively dismantling an agency once championed by his daughter and senior advisor Ivanka Trump. The U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, played a central role in Trump's agenda, and in his 2019 State of the Union address, he announced a new initiative within the agency, led by Ivanka, focused on empowering women in developing countries. As part of our commitment to improving opportunity for women everywhere, this Thursday we are launching the first-ever government-wide initiative focused on economic empowerment for women in developing countries, he stated during his speech to Congress. Shortly after, in the Oval Office, Ivanka, along with top officials and women directly impacted by USAID, were present as Trump signed a memorandum establishing the Women's Global Development and Prosperity W-GDP initiative, calling it both a matter of national security and a tremendous step for women. However, just 6 years later, Trump has frozen nearly all foreign aid, and his administration is severely cutting back on USAID, referring to the agency as being run by radical lunatics. Staff around the world were expected to be sent home, with orders to return to the US, but a federal judge intervened, temporarily halting the decision. The administration's actions are deeply felt by those who benefited from Ivanka's work. People she gave hope to are devastated. The promise she offered has been ripped away, said a current USAID employee. Nino Zambakidze, a Georgian farmer featured at the W-GDP signing ceremony, described the changes as shocking, especially given the global instability. When Trump was re-elected, I thought there would be even more support for women's economic empowerment because he loved this program, she shared. Zambakidze, who successfully started a farm with US assistance after being denied by multiple lenders because of her gender, once saw Trump and Ivanka as key figures in promoting equality and peace, but now is struggling to understand the reversal of their support. Ivanka Trump, now residing in Florida and largely out of politics, did not respond to multiple inquiries regarding the administration's move to dismantle USAID. The White House also did not comment. Trump's abandonment of a program he once championed reflects a broader shift away from his initial stance on foreign aid. It aligns with his campaign promises to slash federal spending, a process now being carried out with haste by figures like tech billionaire Elon Musk. This pivot also mirrors the conservative criticism of foreign assistance outlined in Project 2025, a policy document written by Trump's allies for a potential second term. While Trump's first term included strong support for USAID, including its role in shaping national defense strategy, his new stance has left the international community reeling. Noam Unger, director of the Sustainable Development and Resilience Initiative at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, noted that Trump's first term actively used aid as a countermeasure against global rivals. The first administration's foreign policy sought to use aid strategically to advance American interests, he said. This strategy was visible during the W-GDP signing ceremony, where bipartisan support for foreign aid was clear. Investing in women helps achieve greater peace and prosperity, Trump declared, highlighting the broader national security implications of the initiative. Ivanka, deeply involved in developing W-GDP, worked closely with USAID to design the initiative, leveraging the agency's global expertise to address key barriers preventing women from fully participating in the economy. The program was seen as a nonpartisan success and became one of Ivanka's signature accomplishments. Despite being rebranded under the Biden administration, the initiative continued to thrive, with USAID's initial $50 million investment growing to $300 million by its third year, according to a current USAID employee. Empowering women economically was one of the few successes coming out of that White House, said a source who worked closely with Ivanka Trump on the program. The initiative had a significant impact, reaching 12 million women in its first year. Ivanka's work and the continued success of the W-GDP program remain a bright spot in her father's first term. even as the future of such initiatives is now uncertain under the current administration's deep cuts to foreign assistance. When women are economically empowered, society prospers and peace prevails, Ivanka Trump said in a video promoting the initiative. Lillian Akomo, a project manager from Uganda, was present in the Oval Office when President Trump signed the memorandum establishing W-GDP. Reflecting on that moment in February 2019, Akomo told CNN she was amazed by the attention given to her work, which was part of a women-led effort to provide affordable internet to rural communities. Her project had benefited from a 2018 grant from a program spearheaded by Ivanka Trump through USAID, a precursor to W-GDP. Our work is actually recognized, you know. Our efforts in northern Uganda are being acknowledged by America, by the American president, Akomo said. Providing a woman with a small amount of capital can create a huge multiplier effect. It was an opportunity to really highlight that, and I appreciated the chance to share it. The project, Akomo added, had a positive impact on thousands of people in Kenya, Namibia, Senegal, and Morocco, and it wouldn't have been possible without the USAID funding. It completely transformed the organization. It's really changed many lives, she said. After their meeting, Ivanka Trump sent Akomo a personal letter. I was deeply touched by your story and appreciated your contributions to our discussion on the importance of global women's economic empowerment as a catalyst for global peace, prosperity, and stability, Trump wrote in the letter, which Akomo has framed in her home. The White House continued to highlight the success of Ivanka Trump's initiative. After a trip to Côte d'Ivoire with then USAID Administrator Mark Green, the administration celebrated the amendment of the country's marriage law, which granted women and men equal and joint ownership of household assets, an example of the program's influence. Green, now president and CEO of the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars, was unavailable for comment through a spokesman. His successor, John Barser, declined to speak with CNN. After Trump's first term, W-GDP was relaunched as the Gender Equity and Equality Action Fund, GEEA, continuing its work with an additional $300 million in direct investments, according to a USAID staff member. As of April 2024, 55 of the program's awards were active, supporting projects related to women's land rights, closing the digital divide, advancing women's leadership in agriculture, food security, and leadership in the energy sector. More than 60 new projects were launched under GEEA, according to the USAID fact sheet. A 2024 USAID progress report, obtained by CNN, detailed the impact of GEEA, noting that its investments in women's economic security programs reached more than 686,000 individuals across 87 countries, supported more than 18,000 women in expanding their entrepreneurial and digital skills, labor rights, and employment opportunities, and helped more than 26,000 women receive legally recognized land or marine tenure rights. But on January the 27th, with Donald Trump back in power, a stop order was issued halting USAID operations, leaving the future of GEEA uncertain. Eliminating programs like GEEA, said one source who worked as closely with Ivanka Trump, makes the US weaker and puts Americans in danger ultimately. Nino Zambakidze, the Georgian farmer, remained hopeful that the president would reverse his decision, citing his past support for Ivanka's work through USAID. Once they review the various projects, I hope they'll see the positive impact they had on rural women in different countries, she said. Maybe they'll restart the programs.